don't talk about the glasses. Anyway, a couple of days ago I went to see Marvel's newest release, The Fantastic Four First Steps, and I want to talk about it, so here we go. You guys don't know me, but I'm here, and I'm pretty sure if you clicked on this video, then you want to hear what I thought about Fantastic Four, so... I just want to start off by saying it was a great movie, right? Really solid Marvel movie. I'm gonna start off with the positives. I would say my main positive is probably the cast dynamics and how great they just work together, and they really just feel like a family. It feels like you're watching like Coronation Street. When people initially got cast in the movie, I remember thinking that I don't know if this cast is going to be great together, but after seeing the movie, I was completely wrong. They're fantastic.
Say that again?
But genuinely, yeah, I love Joseph Quinn. I love Stranger Things. I love Joseph Quinn. I love anyone who was in Stranger Things, as you'll get to know about me. I love Pedro Pascal, the man himself. I think probably my favourite character was Ben Grimm, the Thing, but that's going to come in one of my negatives because I feel like he was underutilised completely, but at the same time, the bits of him that we got, I was really happy we got them, and it was probably like my favourite part of the movie. And sorry, Vanessa Kirby was amazing too, she was great. I loved the villains, and mostly Galactus, obviously. I just think Ralph Ineson's voice is literally deep enough to just make you instantly like soil yourself from hearing it. And yeah, I didn't soil myself in the cinema, just so you're aware. Silver Surfer was great. I absolutely loved her in this. She was great. I love Johnny's back and forward. I love the way Joseph Quinn plays Johnny Storm. I feel like it's the same, obviously, the same sort of thing as what Chris Evans done, but Joseph Quinn just fits into the role so good and he makes it his own as well. I absolutely loved the retro 60s vibe. That was awesome. I just think I love movies that like feel like that, either like vintage or like they're going for that sort of retro vibe. Loved it. Just loved how the whole thing looked. Honestly, the visual effects were amazing throughout, and it just felt so grand. I just feel like I'm just gonna say it. Marvel's back. Superhero movies are back. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Aiden, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania came out in 2023. What are you smoking? That was amazing. Anyway, it was a fantastic movie. It was great, genuinely. I don't think... No, well, I know it's not as good as Thunderbolts for me personally, because I really connected with Thunderbolts on like a sort of deeper level, whereas Fantastic Four was always just sort of the other movie coming out this year, to be honest, for me. But it was still great. It's still a really solid Marvel movie. Right, now on to the cons, and I don't really want to be too negative. Yeah, it's not none of these negatives are really big things, but I just want to mention them, to be honest. And by the way, I'm going back to see it tomorrow probably, so if I have any updated thoughts, I'll definitely make it short. Definitely, maybe. But yeah, so moving on to the first negative, I would say, like I mentioned earlier, Ben Grimm was completely underutilized. I also thought that some of the visual effects were a bit wonky. And I'm not talking like full-on Flash wonky. I'm talking like just slightly off, but that's completely fine. I mean, it didn't take away from the experience of the movie. Another thing is that this can honestly be taken as a positive and a negative, but I think the structure of the story is so like singular, and that's a good thing because some superhero movies just over clutter the whole thing, where Like, there's just so many things going on, and sometimes it's better if a story just literally has one linear path and focuses on one thing. But at the same time, that made it so the movie I felt was like extremely predictable, to the point where like halfway through I was like, I probably know what's going to happen next, and then you could guess what was going to happen with the ending anyway. And with the ending though, to be honest, I was really expecting Galactus to chomp that Earth, and he didn't, so I'm glad that Earth is still there. Yeah, so it's a much more interesting Earth than 616's Earth in the universe. And also, just one last sort of comment to make. I don't know if this was just because it was the first time I saw it or anything, but I felt it kind of... I'm not one to nitpick, to be honest. I just thought that the pacing was like in the middle of the movie, I was a bit like... Well, I'm not going to say uninterested, but I feel like it wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be at that point. I'm going to go see it again tomorrow, so I may be talking poo. Oh, and also one more thing about... Just want to talk about some more things I really liked, because this movie's awesome. Franklin Richards, love how, as we see... I'll get to the post-credit scene in a little minute, but in the post-credit scene as he grows up, like, he's... What does it say, 4 years later? Like, he's now like 5 or whatever. My math is so bad. He's now 5, so like you'll get a bit of older Franklin Richards, and I can't wait for him to be a sort of face of the upcoming MCU, even past Secret Wars, hopefully. Talking about the post-credit scene, I hope no one's watching this that hasn't seen the movie yet, but to be fair, if you are, then you're dumb, so... Anyway, with the post-credit scene, I was extremely annoyed, just because I kind of wanted more, but I felt like when I look back on it now, it's actually it's a good post-credit scene, because it does set up Robert Downey, and you get his little cameo at the end where you see his cloak, you see him holding his mask and talking to Franklin. But then, obviously, as Marvel fans do, as we all do, I waited until till the after credits, and it was just the song, and I don't know why I expected something more. So that just kind of annoyed me. It was a good song though, but I wanted a bit more. I don't know. But whatever, we'll just need to wait until Doomsday, which is like a year and a half away. Anyway, yeah. First movie review video. If you like this stuff, then and yeah, that would be fantastic, to be honest.
Say that again?
Right guys, so my final rating for this movie, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you next time, and I am now going to go play with my Galactus popcorn bucket. Bye.